Hi traders, and welcome to today's ACY Securities Forex market analysis. My name is Duncan Cooper and I will be your host. Today we'll be focused on the euro to the Japanese yen. So first we'll look at the news items coming out for the week, and then we'll have a look at the charts. Hi traders, just at forexfactory.com. Now today I'm going to be reviewing the euro to the Japanese yen. So I just want to look at the news items coming out for the week that can affect that pair. So let's just go through. These times are my time, Queensland time. And it's a very light week, or I would say a light news week this week. So just getting into Tuesday, there's nothing. Wednesday, nothing. Getting into Thursday, as I say, it's a very light week. Getting into Thursday here, on the evening my time, 11:30 PM, we've got the US CPI. That's really the only red calendar event that could affect the market. And that could affect the euro side, so that could affect the euro yen as a pair. So just be aware of Thursday evening my time, US CPI. Other than that, a very quiet week, so let's get straight to the charts. Alright, so the euro yen, I think I last reviewed this back in December. Now this is the monthly chart, and what I'm seeing is that we're maybe in a downtrend. We've got a lower top formed here. There's a very minor bottom here, but the major bottom that's formed is here. So if anything, we're slightly down, but relatively range bound. So we're heading back up inside the areas of support and resistance that I've drawn in. I'm using this monthly resistance over here at 133.12 and support down here at 127.37. I could use that high up there as well. That's at 133.47, but these two highs are being held by this area of resistance here. MACD is crossed down, so that's just giving a slight negative flavor to the whole chart. But as we can see, it's bound by support and resistance. It's moved down, it's coming back up, and when we get to the lower time frames, I'll have a fib drawn. That's the 79% level that we've moved to. So maybe that's where we're stopping at to move further down. So time will tell. All right, so that's the monthly look. The weekly look, trend is up, but as I've just shown you, we're in a monthly range. So this is up, but you know, for this to really be in a strong uptrend, we need to break above these highs here, and you know, can price do that? So let's put in weekly support and resistance. I've got a few levels to put in, so bear with me. So I'll put support in first, and we've got support. There's a minor area just forming here at 128.24. And the bigger area is down here at 127.92. Potentially this area here could still act as support at 130.73. I'm not going to draw it in, but that could act as support if we move down. It may be now getting a little bit hidden by this price action moving down here and moving back up, but it could maybe still act as support. In terms of resistance, this high here that we're pretty much trading at or fractionally above, in fact, as I look at price action right now, we're sitting right at it because that's at 131.598. And if we move above this level, the next one's up here at 133.472. That's also a monthly level. Okay, so that's the weekly support and resistance. And so the trend is up, but we're trading up within the monthly range, which is more down than up. So I'm anticipating that we might fail where we're at. MACD's crossed up, that's just reacting to price action. Let's move down to the daily. Day trend is up quite clearly, but this is way overstretched from last week's hawkish Eurozone interest rate statement or policy statement last week. No interest rate change, but more hawkish in the verbiage. And we've had a massive pop up. And the question for me is, you know, can we hold above this resistance level, or we're going to fall back below? Now let's put in support and resistance for this time frame. Resistance would be here, 132.557. I always like putting the exact numbers. and support would be this. Any one of these tops could act as support, but I'm going to use this one down here, so just be aware of these. But this is one down here that would probably act as support if we get some significant decline. 130.152. There we go. Alright, so as I mentioned before, the weekly trend is up. We're on the daily here now, and we are in an uptrend. We've broken above this last lower top. This is a higher high to that high, and all these highs at the moment. But notably, yesterday on the open, we actually gapped up slightly and then traded down. This is an outside candle. It would be nicer if it closed at its low, but it hasn't. It's closed just fractionally above this resistance level. And MACD's crossed up, so price and MACD's in an uptrend, but as I've already determined on the monthly chart, we're rallying back up within the monthly range, and we might be getting at the high levels where price could fail. So drawing a fib from the monthly high or swing point high down to the swing point low here, and what you'll see is that we gapped up yesterday, and then we just pretty much touched the 132.16 level, traded up to 113, almost 113.15, so fractionally short, and then sold down and had a bit of a rally at the end of the day. So in my mind, we've had a monthly move down. All this price action now is a rally back up to the 79% level of the monthly range. Is this where we're topping out to move back down and test support down here, and can we move through on the long term, or at least trade back down to the bottom of the range? Of course, price could just continue up and test these resistance levels further up here, but in terms of support and resistance, we're heading into the resistance area now of the monthly range where the sellers are going to start to want to sell. So if I'm starting to see weakness, maybe we're moving from the top of the range area back down to the bottom. Alright, so if you wanted to be a buyer on this pair, you should be buying down here. Buying up in this area now, you're buying into resistance, which is a harder trade and a less likely trade that would work. If we start to move back below now 131.59, that puts this pair back into the hands of the sellers, and then we could be moving down. So we could move down to retest this newly formed weekly level of support, older levels of weekly support or monthly support down here long term. All right, so this is a great area to start to think about getting onto the short side if we see weakness. So how would I do that? I'll be dropping down to the 4-hour chart and looking for a shift in trend. Now the MACD has crossed, so that's good. Price action still has a higher bottom, higher top, but what I'm going to be looking for, I'm going to get my drawing tool, is we're just fractionally above here. I don't mind selling above this level. If if price further goes up now and fails at the 132 level, that would be a good level to watch for failure. So if we come up to 132, which is about there, holds and fails, if I see weakness on a lower time frame, I'll look for an opportunity to sell. Or price might not get to that level, but let's say we move further down, we put in some form of lower top, lower bottom scenario, then can price come back up and put in a lower top at 131.59, acting as new resistance on the 4-hour chart, and then again in that area looking on a lower time frame for an opportunity to sell. If that kind of price structure can form, then what I'm going to be doing, I'll just clear that off and move back down to the daily chart. If I can get in on a lower time frame and look to sell on a move back below 131.59, then looking to target 128.24. Can that break? Can we move down into the lower depths of this whole support area here? Okay, so that's what I'm looking for long term, if we can see a failure and a move back below the 131.59 level. Okay traders, that's my analysis for today. Have a great trading week. Look forward to seeing you next time.
Want a real opportunity to improve your trading? Join Duncan Cooper in his free 15-part webinar series designed to help you improve all areas of your trading. The upcoming webinars for this week: 8th of February, how to use the MACD indicator in bull and bear markets and identify divergence. Discover how to use the MACD indicator, determine the underlying trend, and learn how to use the power of divergence. Duncan will finish by analyzing the live charts and take you through a MACD trend and divergence exercise. 9th of February, Forex trading, live market analysis. During this webinar, Duncan will review 12 currency pairs, determine the key support and resistance trading levels for the week ahead, discuss his favorite risk to reward trading opportunities, and answer your trading questions. 10th of February, average true range and session opening times. During this webinar, you will learn about the average true range and how to use the today's projected high or low indicator. Plus, you will learn about market sessions, the key opening times, and knowing which pairs to trade. Register at the link below.